All right. So this is your Unit 2 study guide. This is the one with adding, subtracting, multiplying polynomials. So before you do anything in your test or answer any questions, I want you to read your instruction. So this says, find the perimeter of the triangle in simplest terms and write your answer in standard form. Explain your solution. So this one's asking for a perimeter, which means to add all sides. Simplest terms, when you can't add anymore. It's good to do this so it can count as explanation. And standard form, this is degree in descending order. And last but not least, explain. Okay, so we have to add all sides. So that means I have to add this, this, and this together. And I think I showed you guys last time on how you can do this easier. But first, let's add all of them together. So we have 4p plus 12 plus 7p minus 3 plus 14p minus 9. You can do this in any order you like. Okay? So let's combine like terms. Combine like terms. So we have all the p's together. Right here, 4p plus 7p plus 14p. So p stays the same. 4 plus 7 is 11. 11 plus 14 is 25p. And then next up, we have our constants. We have 12, -3, and -9. So let's bunch them up together. So we have 12 minus 3 minus 9, and that will all add up to 0. Okay, so what's left over is, so we would put the perimeter is 25p. And so this will be your answer. If you have any questions, go ahead and write it in the comments, and I'll answer you hopefully by the time you take the test. Okay, next one. Write the coefficient for the leading term so the equation is true. Show your work and explain your solution. So what is this asking for? It's asking for the correct coefficient for the leading term. Remember, leading term means the one with the highest degree. The one with highest degree. And we want the equation to be true. And again, show your work and explanation. So we have to equal here and find the missing value. So to do that, we have to multiply the left side. So here would be my suggestion. I would do this first. So let's use the box method. You have x plus 3, x plus 2, and you get x squared, 3x, 2x, and 6. Okay, all you're doing is multiplying this times this times this, which is 3x, this times this, which is 2x, and then 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, so we combine the middle part and we get 5x. So now we have x squared plus 5x plus 6. Now don't forget the 4 in the front. You put in parentheses and you put 4 in the front. And then you distribute to each one of these, and you should get 4x squared plus 20x plus 24. To check your answer, make sure these numbers are the same as this number. So what's missing now is 4. So that would be your answer. That's how you would show your work. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. Number 3, draw 2 different sketches of what the end behavior of this expression looks like. And then explain your solution. So draw 2 different sketches. End behavior. So all we're doing is a sketch. We're not finding the approaching or the symbols. We're just finding a sketch. So first we need our degree. Our degree is 8. Because it's the greatest exponent. Okay, this is how you would explain it. The greatest exponent. The 8 is also even, okay? That means it's either going up or down. My leading coefficient, LC, is -3. And it's negative. That means I am going to choose this. So my sketch will look like this or this. Okay, as long as both arrows are pointing down, that means it's that's what the end behavior would look like in a drawing. Okay, if it's even, both are going down or up. If it's odd, so let's put a bubble here. If it's odd, then it's going like this if it's increasing, or it's going like this if it's decreasing. Okay. All right, number 4. So there's actually a question here that I forgot to put. First, find the zeros. Remember, first thing you do here is you, so our initial is to find the end behavior. But I forgot to put find the zeros. So first you expand. So that would be x minus 4, negative x plus 8 times negative x plus 8. Okay, because there's 2. These 2 are the same. And then to find the zeros, we have to add or equal each to 0. X plus 8 equals 0. Negative x plus 8 equals 0. So this would mean I would add 4 on each side. This becomes a 0, so x equals 4. This one I would add x on both sides. So this becomes 0 and 8 equals x. Make sure that x is positive to see if you're done. Okay, x has to be positive to be done. I'm moving x to the other side because it's easier than dividing x and dividing 1. So this becomes just 8 equals x. Okay, since these 2 are the same, since these 2 are the same, you only write it once. So my zeros are x equals 4 and x equals 8. Okay? Alright, I hope you guys watch this. I'm going to erase it. I'm going to now cover the rest of the question. So now to find the end behavior. End behavior, again, expand x minus 4, negative x plus 8 times negative x plus 8. What's my degree? Remember, my degree is 1, 2. You count how many x's there are. So there are 3 x's. And it's odd. Okay, what is my leading coefficient? We're going to look at the sign of each axis. This is a positive times a negative is a negative. A negative times a negative is a positive. Okay, so I'm going to sketch my graph. Since it's odd, it's different direction. It's either this or this. Since it's positive, it's going increasing, it's going up. So now I'm going to find the end behavior. Let me use a different color. On the left side, x approaches negative infinity. On the right side, x approaches positive infinity. On the left, it is falling, so y goes to negative infinity. The right, it's rising, so y goes to positive infinity. It's rising because the right arrow is pointing up. This is falling because the left arrow is going down. Left and right will always be x. Left will always be negative. Right will always be positive. But rise and fall always changes. Okay, fall will always be negative. Rise will always be positive. Okay, that's how you would answer this question. You would put, so x going to positive infinity is the same thing as x approaches infinity. Let me rewrite this. So this means x approaches negative infinity. This x approaches. Remember, right arrow means approaches. Positive infinity. So you just need to know the wording. And second to the last one, factor, justify your answer. Remember, we have a square and we have a difference. So what does that mean? We are going to use difference of squares. Difference of squares. Remember, it's a squared minus b squared equals a plus b, a minus b. So I expect to see this in your test. So we have 16b squared minus 81. Remember, we branch it off, so that's 4b, 4b. 81 is 9 times 9. So a equals 4b, b equals 9. Okay, then we plug it in. So it's 4b plus 9, 4b minus 9. So that's your answer. Where does the graph cross the x-axis? Remember, we're finding zeros. We're finding zeros. So we're going to find our a, which is 1. My b is also 1. My c is negative 12. You do not include x's. If I see x's, it is wrong. You do the cross. A times c goes in the top, b goes in the bottom. A times c, 1 times negative 12, which is negative 12. B is 1. Next, we are looking for factors of negative 12. What multiplies to negative 12? It's 1 times negative 12. 2 times negative 6, 3 times negative 4, or we have negative 1 times 12, negative 2 times 6, negative 3 times 4. Which one of these add up to 1? We would have to use this one, because 4 minus 3 equals 1. So we put 4 and negative 3 here. And then we use the box method. First term, which is x squared, goes in the first box. Last term is negative 12, last box. And in the middle, we have negative 3x and 4x. What multiplies to x squared? It's x times x. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. 4 times x is 4x. Negative 3 times 4. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. Okay, 4 times x is 4x. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. And so my factors are x minus 3, x plus 4. And then my zeros, remember we do x minus 3 equals 0, x plus 4 equals 0. We add 3 on both sides. We end up with x equals 3, negative 4, x equals negative 4. So these would be our answer. This is where the graph crosses the x-axis. Okay? All right, if you have any questions, please let me know.